We all have things that we're believing for. A dream to come to pass, our health to turn around, to meet the right person. We've been praying for a long time, standing on the promises. We don't see anything happening. Seems like God is on vacation, like it's not doing any good. But what you can't see is behind the scenes, God is at work. He not only heard you when you prayed, He took it one step further and put the miracle into motion. The psalmist said, the moment you pray, the tide of the battle begins to turn. And just because you don't see anything happening doesn't mean the answer is not on the way. And the people that see promises fulfilled, the people that see breakthroughs are the people that keep praying, keep believing, keep standing in faith. In 1 John it says, this is the confidence we have in God. If we ask anything according to His will, we know that He hears us. Thoughts will tell you, it's not making a difference to pray. You're wasting your time getting your hopes up, believing that you'll get well. You saw the medical report. You'll never break the addiction. You've had it so long. Don't believe those thoughts. The moment you prayed, the Creator of the universe goes to work. It may not happen on your timetable or the way you thought, but He is a faithful God. What He promised you, He will bring to pass.
You're at a crossroad right now in your life. You almost gave up, and I say you almost gave up because I believe God brought you to this moment to get you to understand that quitting should never be an option for you. Don't let the enemy rob you of what God has for you. Keep believing. In other words, no matter what you're going through, you ought to keep believing. Your life will be driven either by faith or fear. Your pursuits will begin with a little step of faith, or steps of faith, if you will, even when you're uncertain about the results of your efforts. Every pursuit in life will begin by little steps of faith. Just little steps of faith. Don't have to be giant ones. Little steps of faith before you get to the bigger one.
You may have been waiting for a long time, but down in your spirit, there has to be a resolve, a confidence that says, I know the answer is on the way. I know the miracle is in motion. I've asked according to His will, and I know it's just a matter of time before it shows up. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't let delays, detours, disappointments cause you to give up on what God's put in your heart. The healing is en route. The promotion is on the way. The breakthrough is on schedule. The right person is headed your way.
Some of you right now are asking God for big things and you haven't even passed the test for little things. God, I want this. Yes, your list is great and it's, huge. But you can't even trust Him for the simplest things. You see, why I was able to trust God for something like this, $7.7 million, it was simply because back in 1985, moving from Brooklyn, New York to South Florida, and my back was against the wall. We had nothing when we moved to South Florida, was in an apartment that was completely empty in Lauderdale Lakes, no furniture, nothing at all, and we found ourselves having no groceries in the pantry or the refrigerator. You're new in town. You're following the will of God. God told us to come to South Florida. We had no idea that later on we would pastor a church. But a little faith then, when I woke up on a Saturday morning, God said to me, go get your groceries. If I couldn't trust Him for a bag of groceries, how am I going to trust Him for $7.7 million? It was on that Saturday morning when I woke up, no money in my pocket. We didn't have any friends here. And I know I heard the voice of God just like you. God is speaking to you right now, and He's telling you, trust me for that thing. I mean, I was scared. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I heard God said to me, go get your groceries. And I said to my wife, we're going to go to the grocery store. She was like, why are we going? We ain't got no money. I said, God told me to go. We got to the grocery store. I mean, you've heard it a million times, but it's my testimony. And I'm telling you, I'm going to say it till the day I die. Because you have no idea where God took us from. So we went to the grocery store, Winn-Dixie, and we walked down the aisle and picked up all the things we needed. And got to the cashier, third in line. The doors of the Winn-Dixie store opened. A man walked through and he said, is your name Henry Fernandez? Yes, sir. He said, I was home sleeping in my bed and God woke me up and told me to come find Henry Fernandez in the grocery store. He stretched his hands towards me, and there in the palm of his hands was money he placed into my hands. If you cannot trust God for the simple things, you cannot expect Him to do the big things. It's either fear manipulating you, fear telling you, you crazy, you're too old, you missed it, he'll never work for you. Do you not know what family you come from? Nobody in your family has ever done that. You're broke, you're sick, you're depressed, you're suicidal. You've lost everything. Nothing you touched has ever worked. Why are you believing God? That faith stuff doesn't work for you. Why do you go to church? Why do you listen to these people? Why are you missing out on all the fun? And doing all of this fasting and prayer. You see, fear will manipulate you like it's doing now. It's doing everything in its power for you not to hear this word today. So every pursuit in life that you go after must begin with little steps of faith. It was Dr. King who once said, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Those little steps, even though you can't see how you're going to get to the next level and to the next level. You see, everything you will attempt to do in life will be a direct result of you exercising your faith or you being manipulated by fear.